Greetings, valued viewers, and welcome to Fact Finders Network. Tonight, we delve into the abyss, a chilling exploration of the world's most notorious prisons. These are not your typical correctional facilities with their regimented routines and predictable schedules. These are places where fear hangs heavy in the air, a constant companion that gnaws at the very soul. Here, hope is a fragile flame, flickering precariously against the relentless tide of despair. Buckle up, for we're about to embark on a journey that will challenge your perceptions and leave you pondering the depths of human nature. Our first stop takes us across the English Channel to the heart of France, where the infamous Sante Prison casts a long shadow over the City of Lights. Built in the 1860s with the intention of being a modern and progressive facility, Sante quickly gained a reputation for its harsh conditions and overcrowding. In the early 20th century, the prison became notorious for its brutal treatment of political prisoners, particularly those associated with leftist movements. Stories abound of solitary confinement, physical abuse, and psychological manipulation, a chilling blueprint for the horrors that were to come. The prison's most heartbreaking legacy, however, lies in the despair it breeds. Sante has earned the chilling moniker, the gateway to death, due to the alarming number of suicides that have occurred within its suffocating walls. Some whisper of a malevolent presence, a haunting by tormented souls that drives these unfortunate individuals to such desperate acts. Regardless of the reason, Sante is a place where hope dwindles with each passing day, and the silence speaks volumes about the suffering it contains. Now we travel eastward, deep into the heart of war-torn Syria. Here, amidst the unforgiving Syrian desert, stands a chilling monument to a brutal past, Tadmor Prison. Originally constructed by the French in the 1930s as a remote military outpost, Tadmor was eventually handed over to the Syrian government after the country gained independence. In the early years, the prison housed a mix of political prisoners and common criminals. However, under the ruthless rule of President Hafez al-Assad, Tadmor transformed into a place of unimaginable horror. Starting in the 1970s, Tadmor became a notorious torture chamber for political dissidents and opponents of the regime. Thousands were rounded up and thrown into this desolate prison, accused of everything from harboring anti-government sentiments to belonging to banned political parties. Stories from survivors paint a horrifying picture of systematic torture, mass executions without trial, and a complete disregard for human life. In 1980, a particularly gruesome massacre claimed the lives of hundreds of inmates, forever etching Tadmor's place in history as a symbol of state-sanctioned brutality. Tadmor serves as a stark reminder of the depths to which humanity can sink when unchecked power collides with fear. Shifting gears once more, we find ourselves hurtling towards the isolated nation of North Korea. Here, shrouded in a veil of secrecy and oppression, lies Camp 22, a testament to the totalitarian regime's iron grip on its citizens. This remote prison, believed to be located in a mountainous region near the border with China, is said to house generations of political dissidents and their families, anyone deemed a threat to the state's ideology. Established sometime in the 1960s, Camp 22 is shrouded in secrecy, with very little information escaping the totalitarian North Korean regime. Rumors, however, paint a horrifying picture. Whispers speak of biological weapons testing on unsuspecting inmates, brutal torture methods employed to extract confessions, and a complete disregard for basic human rights. Camp 22 represents the antithesis of justice, a place where the concept of individual freedom is a cruel joke and the will of the state reigns supreme. The international community continues to urge North Korea to allow independent inspections of its prison camps. But so far, these pleas have fallen on deaf ears. Now we traverse the globe to South America, landing in the heart of Bolivia. Here, a curious paradox awaits us: San Pedro Prison. Unlike the previous institutions we've explored, San Pedro functions as a chaotic, self-contained community. Built in the late 19th century, San Pedro was originally designed to house a few hundred inmates. However, overcrowding has become a chronic problem, with the prison population now exceeding several thousand. This overcrowding has led to a unique situation. Families of inmates are allowed to live alongside them within the prison walls. While this may seem like a compassionate gesture, it comes with a dark twist. Within San Pedro, a brutal form of vigilante justice has taken root. Those convicted of sexual crimes find themselves ostracized and subjected to harsh punishments meted out by their fellow inmates. Drownings in the prison's swimming pool become a grim, regular occurrence, a chilling testament to the breakdown of order within the prison walls. San Pedro blurs the lines between punishment and revenge, forcing inmates to navigate a constant struggle for survival in a world devoid of even the most basic principles of fairness. Next, we head south to Brazil, where the ghosts of violence still linger within the crumbling remains of Carandiru Prison. Nicknamed the Slaughterhouse due to its horrific history, Carandiru was once a symbol of overcrowding, poor sanitation, and rampant brutality. Built in the early 20th century, Carandiru quickly became overcrowded, housing over 10,000 inmates at its peak. Conditions within the prison were deplorable, with gang violence and riots a regular occurrence. In 1992, a horrific event forever stained Carandiru's legacy. A riot erupted within the prison walls, sparked by a police raid aimed at quelling gang activity. The ensuing chaos resulted in a massacre, with over 100 inmates killed by police gunfire. The Carandiru massacre remains one of the deadliest incidents of prison violence in history, a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked violence and the urgent need for prison reform. Though the prison has since been demolished, its legacy serves as a chilling reminder of the human cost of neglect and a system on the brink of collapse. Finally, we cross the vast Atlantic Ocean and land in the heart of the United States, where ADX Florence, also known as Supermax, stands as a chilling testament to the country's most extreme approach to incarceration. Nestled deep within the majestic but unforgiving Colorado Rockies, this maximum security prison houses some of the most dangerous and notorious criminals in American history. ADX Florence, unlike the previous institutions we've explored, is a relatively new facility, built in the 1990s. The prison was designed specifically to house inmates deemed too dangerous or disruptive for even the most high-security facilities. From serial killers and terrorists to gang leaders and organized crime bosses, ADX Florence is a place where the outside world seems a million miles away. The prison itself is a fortress, a concrete labyrinth designed to isolate inmates from any sense of human connection. Here, the concept of rehabilitation takes a back seat to complete and utter control. Confined to solitary confinement cells for 23 hours a day, inmates experience a level of sensory deprivation that can have devastating psychological effects. Imagine a small, windowless room devoid of natural light, with only the harsh glare of a fluorescent bulb for company. The only human interaction comes through a small, fortified slot in the door, where meals are delivered and brief conversations with guards take place. The silence is deafening, broken only by the occasional clang of metal or the distant echo of a muffled scream. ADX Florence is not just a prison. It's a psychological experiment unfolding in real time. The effects of prolonged isolation are well documented, leading to depression, anxiety, paranoia, and even hallucinations. Some inmates, after years in solitary confinement, lose the ability to communicate coherently or even interact with the outside world. The question remains, is this form of extreme punishment truly justice, or is it simply a different form of cruelty? As we conclude our harrowing journey into the world's most dangerous prisons, it's important to remember that these institutions are not simply places of incarceration. They are reflections of the societies that create them. The conditions within these walls, the treatment of inmates, and the very existence of such facilities speak volumes about our collective values and priorities. Are we a society that prioritizes rehabilitation and redemption, or are we content to simply lock away the undesirables and throw away the key? These are difficult questions, and there are no easy answers. But by confronting the realities of these brutal prisons, we can begin a conversation about the future of our justice system. Perhaps with increased awareness and a willingness to challenge the status quo, we can strive to create a world where punishment serves a purpose beyond vengeance, and where even the most hardened criminals are afforded a chance at redemption. And there you have it, folks. Thank you for joining us on this unsettling journey into the darkest corners of the prison system. These institutions may be far removed from our daily lives, but the stories they hold offer a stark reminder of the complexities of justice and the power dynamics at play within our societies. If this exploration of the world's most dangerous prisons left you thinking, feeling a little shaken, or perhaps even inspired to learn more, we encourage you to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. For more fascinating insights and riveting stories, be sure to subscribe to Fact Finders Network and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest uploads. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe. We'll see you in the next video.